All right, guys, so we're back in the shop. Day 2, I guess you would say, messing with this stuff. Yesterday afternoon, we ended up going over to Matt's and ordering Trevor's fuel system. Hung out with him a little bit. If you aren't already, I highly suggest checking out and seeing what he's doing, man. Santjer Performance Development. You can follow him on Instagram, Facebook, and he's doing some really neat stuff, especially on the BMW platform. He had a couple cars up there he was doing triple turbos on, and that's the BMW 335D, like he races at all the ODSS events, truck wars, stuff like that. He's made up right around 1,000 horsepower, I think maybe over 1,000, and he's able to dial them back running around 600 or 700 horsepower in 670. You can run it with no roll cage because of, I guess, some of the chassis specifications or whatever those cars have. They're not required to have a cage at 670. So you can literally take a car straight off the street and run it 670 index. Just throw some more fuel and air on it and let it ride. So that's kind of neat. But anyways, like I said, back in the shop today, I'm gonna mess with this some more. Trevor brought me his crimping tool, so I'm gonna make up that wire to run from the breaker to the positive post on the battery and get that hooked back up, make sure everything still works like it's supposed to. Got the bracket finished up and that's painted and all, so we're gonna get that mounted up and try to figure out how I want to go about mounting it. I thought about using some adhesive on the steering wheel just to stick it, because the way that I made it, when you push the button, it's actually pushing against the steering wheel, so it's not really going to see any force from when you're pushing on it. But at the same time, I don't really want to be riding down the track, push on it, and it break off. So I might go ahead and pull the steering wheel apart, see how that thing is put together. The way I mounted it is going to go over the cruise control switches, and I don't really know how that's assembled, so might pop the airbag out of it, try to get a good look at it, and maybe just through bolt it there. We'll see. But anyways, get that mounted up, get the switch ran, and then see if we can, if we have enough time in the day. Got some stuff planned this afternoon, but if we have enough time, might try to go ahead, get it wired in, download the new tune that Ryan sent over, and we'll see if the launch control does what we want it to. So, but anyways, gonna hop on getting this one wire made up, and then we'll move on from there. Alright, so as you can see, got this wire buttoned up. I don't really like the way it looks. Probably going to reposition all this stuff eventually, but for now it'll get the job done. Yeah, the battery's still, or the disconnect's still in the off position. I got to make up a new rod for that, but I'll get a new piece of material and make a new rod probably, just to keep it looking somewhat neat. But while it's still in the off position, I'm gonna go make sure everything is still off to the truck, and then probably go ahead and pull this steering wheel apart. So we'll start looking at that. As you can see, got the switch buttoned up, or not the switch, I'm sorry. Got the mount for the switch buttoned up. I don't really care for how glossy it turned out. I thought it would have been more semi-gloss, but anyways, it worked. That's about where it's gonna be positioned. I had a bunch of people ask about making some more of them. I don't really like how it doesn't match up to the, I guess you say, the radius and the top of the steering wheel there. So I'll probably take some time, make a little nicer one before I start making some more of them. But for now, this will get the job done. So what I have to do is, this center section pops out. I hadn't really looked close at it, but it looks like in the back side here, there's, I don't know, 3 or 4 bolts probably. To take this center section out, and then I'll look at how to get this piece off. If I decide to through bolt it, then I'll probably just leave this piece on and drill through, but we'll see. All right, so of course the GoPro died, and now the phone is about to die, so I'll just update you guys as I make progress. I was gonna show y'all exactly what to do, but it looks like on the back side of the steering wheel, as you'll see, I've got it clocked sideways right now. On the back side of the steering wheel, looks like there's like 2 10mm bolts. So I'm gonna pop those out, try to get the center section out, and I'll touch base back here in just a minute. All right, so here's where I'm at with it. On the back side, back here, you have to turn the wheel up to the top to be able to reach them. There's two 10mm bolts, these right here, one on each side, and it comes through, as you can see right here. And then to take the piece out here, your cruise control piece out, is one Phillips head screw, and it is mounts on this piece here, up in like mounts on this piece here, right up like that. But anyways, so I'm looking at this piece, trying to figure out how I'm gonna mount it. And on the back side up top, you see there's those ribs, but there's really nothing else under it. So I don't really know if I want to through bolt it, because if I drill a hole in this and through bolt it, and then say the nut works loose over time, then it'll fall down inside the steering wheel, and then I gotta take it all back apart again. Or I could just screw a self-tapper in there, cut the head off, or cut the piece off the bottom so it don't hit no wires. I don't know, we'll see, figure out something. All right, so just wrapping up installing the switch. It worked out pretty good. I'll show you here in just a second, but the install really didn't take long. And the only thing that really took a decent amount of time was trying to figure out how I wanted to route this thing into the dash without making it look too gaudy. But anyways, we'll show you what you got. So this is what I ended up with. Fitment was pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how it looks sitting up here. Let's see. From here you can kind of tell I have it where it's right up against the steering wheel. So when you push the button, it doesn't try to flex that arm back, if that makes sense. The pressure is actually applied against the arm of the steering wheel, so it worked pretty good. What I decided to do, camera will get on it, so I did through bolt it. I found some small stainless Allen head screws laying around, so I used those, and I used some blue Loctite on the threads just so I didn't have to worry about it backing off over time, maybe through vibration or whatever. So that's going to hold pretty good, I think. I also put a little bit of super glue in the gap there, just to, I don't know, a little added security, I guess you'd say. And so this here, as I said before, is a Motion Raceworks momentary switch or button or however you want to call it. This is a 6-foot wound wire, cable, whatever. I ran it into the dash right up here by my CSP switch, and if you can see, I drilled a hole, put a little grommet there. I have it ran through. Right now it's just stuck in there. I don't have it ran to anything yet. I'll probably pop that back out so that I can connect the wires to it and everything. Then we'll feed it back through and leave it there permanently. I think I could probably just run a few of these strands or rounds or whatever you want to call it into the hole, and that itself will keep it from pulling out. And I mean, this thing goes on out there, so should be plenty for, you know, taking up for the slack when you turn the steering wheel. But anyways, yeah, pretty happy with the install on that. So I guess next I have to figure out where to plug this thing into the computer at. So it's getting kind of late in the day. I've had to run to town a few times to get things and run errands and whatnot, and I've still got to run to Fastenal and get the last of the bolt kit. I guess all that's really left on this little project here is to get this switch ran up to the computer, tap into that. I know it's got to go to, I guess, pin 38 on the C2 harness, so I got to look and see exactly where that's at. I don't know if that's a wire I can tap into or if that's an open plug. I'll have to get a pin for it or whatever, make up a new wire. So we'll see about that. It's getting kind of late in the day, and I still have to run to Fastenal and pick up the last of the bolt kits for these bumper brackets. So go ahead and run to town and do that, and I've got to mess with this welder a little bit and figure out how to set it up so that I can do a little repair on my granddad's trailer tomorrow. So that's going to pretty much wrap up the video for today. I am going to get ready to test out the switch real quick. You know what, let's do that before we finish up the video. All the joys of a low truck. But as you can see, I still don't have the rod connected to do this. So I got to make a new one up a little bit longer, but turn it on. It'll be pulling the rod out towards you. So that'll be the on position, and let's see if we have power in the truck. So I see we've got the odometers working, but I'm gonna stand back when I cut the key on just in case this airbag decides to let loose. So stand back. Oh, we got a lift pump and we have power up here. So I reckon we'll see if this thing will start. All right, so as you can see behind me here, the truck is running. Started up pretty good. Battery's a little bit weak. So I've had it hooked up for the last, I don't know, few days and haven't ridden the truck in a while. And so that Optima, it doesn't like to hold a charge for some reason. I don't know what the deal is with that, but anyways, I'll let the truck charge up just a little bit before I put this Optima battery charger back on it, and should be good to go. So one more job done. Just gotta, like I said, lengthen the rod for that battery shutoff switch and go do a little bit of research on this CSP6 switch launch control. So sorry, hot today and my mind is everywhere. So anyways, gonna get this welder out, mess with it for a few minutes before I head in for the day. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Sorry, not a whole lot of activity really today. More or less just fiddling on the truck. So keep in touch. Hopefully in the next few days we'll be trying this tune out. Ryan did send me my revision, so he sent me a new he sent me a new tune. We'll get loaded up, and once I get this switch wired in, we'll try out the launch control, see where she's at, send him another log, and see how things look. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned, we'll have another video up soon. Appreciate all the support. See y'all next time.